Hi everybody, and welcome back to Raven, known as the Master Thief. If you guys haven't basically watched the whole series yet, there is going to be a full playlist on my channel of this game. I mean, I might have completed this when I was young, but I don't remember much. This is part 10, so, yeah.
Dr. Gebhardt insisted on coming along, but now he doesn't seem to be sure if that's a good idea.
The doctor.
Are you okay, Doctor?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I be? It's just that... Well, I would prefer to come with you.
You heard the inspector. All right, Doc. I'm off.
Oh no, I'm not going to manhunt all by myself.
Alright. Technically, if it's lagging, it's because of the frame.
Are you okay? Maybe you had better take a rest, in case the blow was more severe.
I'm okay.
Up here!
I think it came from up there.
Sure, you just want to get a breath of fresh air. Zelna, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Spent any time hiding in the trunk recently?
Me do nothing. He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
Baroness will open the door, sir. Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert. You were right. There was a stowaway.
Yes, but he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
What was that?
Shut!
It came from one of the cabins.
Oh no! Baronet von Trevitz? Baronet! Open the door!
Wait, is she sleeping or
Step
dead?
aside, please.
We have a murder on our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zelda. The murderer still has to be nearby. There's practically no one. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time will hit. Zelda, are you okay?
Yes. Come on. We have to.
Zelda? Zelda!
It is.
Zelda!
You shouldn't have. That's why you shouldn't throw your pills away. If you're on medication, you should know that your health comes first.
Ah, good one. Sleep well, did you?
Yes, thanks.
I like to sleep late when I take a cruise.
While everyone else is hard at work.
Any suspects?
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean beside Yarrow?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I looked at our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold, and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
Other subjects?
Any other suspects?
No. Seconds after the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Yes. A clever way to stay incognito due to promotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
You really think he's returned?
Well, I think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible.
What knocked me out like that?
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But how? The champagne.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Captain De Conti.
Interesting.
It should be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer in the glass.
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
Without the laboratory?
Oh, he's got that. His cabinet is packed with all the latest forensic stuff. It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt. And surprisingly well prepared.
And he's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures, the glasses and everything. Working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
The processing of the
What's
event.
the state of play? How was the Baroness killed?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We'll know more once the doctor finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious.
No one saw a shadowy raven leave the Baroness's cabinet, that's what we mean. A lot of people at the gun shop. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning once they've all calmed down, and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
Evidence of the crime scene.
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course, and we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Really?
Where to find
Where
it?
did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. But the murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. Captain dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guests. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me. It's not easy playing with the big boss, Constable Zellner.
No, it certainly isn't. An antique wooden globe. If Galileo hadn't asserted himself back then, this would be a flat disk now. The cabin was sealed. I'm pretty sure the seal doesn't have any legal relevance here on the open sea, but I'm still dependent on Legrand letting me join his team. I better not blow it by breaking his seal without permission. I better ask Legrand for permission first. My investigations would be much more difficult if he were upset with me because of such things.
Yeah, it's the only reason it's like lagging. It's because of like the frame. Like yesterday, it was okay, but like today, it's getting like laggy.
How wonderful. Sunshine and a blue sky above the Mediterranean Sea. It would be a perfect cruise day, if not for the murder. Curious. One can easily toss a gun into the sea from almost anywhere on the ship without being noticed. And yet, the murderer chose the one spot it's not actually possible. I suppose the life jackets are stowed there, close to the railing, close at hand in case of emergency. I hope I don't find myself needing a life jacket. I'd really like to lie in the sun and take a nap, but I don't have time for that at the moment. No, Jacob. Business before pleasure. Big, soft towels. I could reserve a deck chair with it. No, better not. These things made quite a racket last night. I couldn't hear myself think. The ship must have been rebuilt at some point. I'm sure it didn't originally have such a modern glass roof. Did Edison have any idea what would become of his invention?
Right, so I need to go upstairs. So that's...
We were here yesterday when we heard the shot, and it was also here where Legrand caught our stowaway. Why is there an axe hanging here? I suppose it's for chopping through ropes in the event that the lifeboat can't be lowered. Or they use it to enforce who's allowed on the boat and who's not. The grate must be part of the ship's ventilation system. Nothing out of the ordinary. The grate shouldn't be so easy to open. Did the stowaway open it and be caught him in the act? No. The pipe is too narrow. There. I guess the cover has been defective for a while. This isn't a panoramic deck for visitors. There are pipes, steel cables, chains up here. You can smell the smoke from the funnel. I have no idea how the ship works, and I really don't care, as long as it stays afloat. I could inform the captain that grid has to be repaired. If I start reporting all the problems on the ship, I'd have to share my murder investigation.
Me and Nigel are going through now.
Alright.
A boat like this would also make a good hideout for a stowaway. Were the tarpaulins arranged like that on purpose, that no one could put them back in order once they get in? You can tell at a glance that everything is ship-shape with this boat. There's dirt piled up in the corner. Down below where the passengers are, the ship is pretty clean. But the crew doesn't seem to care as much up here. The ship's bridge. 2 men. One of them navigating. I get the impression that the officers keep things running. It seems like the captain concentrates on the passengers. The bar. I better let the men do their work. If one of them had detected something yesterday, he'd already have informed the Grand or the captain.
Tyler, you might have to wait in the queue. I said you might have to wait in the queue, I don't know. Alright.
It may not seem like, but Constable Oliver is actually a very effective watchman.
What's going on?
The Raven just flew by.
What?
Or at least he might as well have.
I wasn't asleep.
I understand. It was just a ruse.
The stowaway.
Any conclusions about a young stowaway?
He's a bit suspicious, foreign and whatnot.
I see. Did he act suspiciously in any way?
The shot surprised him as it did me. Looked in on the area, still seems to be asleep.
Covered with a blanket from head to toe?
He's still in there. I poked him.
Question the stowaway.
May I go downstairs for a couple of words with our guest?
No, you may not.
Come again.
Inspector Legrand wants to conduct all the interrogations himself.
I'm sure he can understand if I form my own conclusions.
He ordered me to go. That's just what I'm going to do.
How about a bit of individual initiative?
How about letting a man do his job? Or do you think you'd be better at it?
Seems that our boy is jealous to me. What's your theory?
What do you think? What happened here last night?
Raven broke into the Baroness's. She surprised him, and he shot her.
What was he looking for in her cabin?
She was a ritual.
Why did he lock the door?
Why not?
From inside? An impressive trick.
I'm not saying I know how he did it. I'm just saying that it was him.
Why didn't he leave a wing feather?
Are you serious? We'd have suspected him straight away.
But fortunately, we still did.
The Raven.
Let's assume that the old Raven really has returned and that he really is responsible for all this. Who is he? Or she?
Could be anyone. No one's ever seen the Raven.
He could also be paying someone else to do his dirty work.
Well, of course. It's a fact that he used to work with partners. They arrested some of his accomplices.
But no one could ever identify the Raven himself. And some claims that they didn't even know that they were working for him. Fascinating. He could have hired someone with financial difficulties to set off the alarm at a certain time without that person knowing why they were doing it.
The man Legrand shot back then, he was a famous safe cracker. Just as well as Flange.
Or the real Raven. There's probably no cover for a big thief than acting like a small one. I don't want to keep you from your duties any longer.
Good idea.
Alright. Sorry about that. Just getting a drink. And my laptop's fixing a lot of it off. I mean, it was like facing the TV, but it was also facing the fridge. And I didn't realize it until I was getting a drink. Oh my god. Let's always be a fridge overnight. It's turned twice.
I wonder if the game is an advanced version of bocce. Maybe the inventor realized that it's difficult to play ball games on a boat and came up with an alternative. The stowaway surely didn't sleep well last night in the cargo hold, although his cell is probably more comfortable than my cabin and more spacious. I have to talk to the young fellow right away. If I want to get into the cargo hold, I'll have to get rid of the constable first. He won't let me talk to our young friend. Constable Oliver brought something to think. You can tell it's not the first time he had to guard something.
Right, so I need to go inside the ship. Right, so I'm just heading downstairs.
A model of the Lydia before it was rebuilt. It used to be a freighter. The wide hallways, the cabins, and the saloon were added later. A pitiful attempt to make the interior of the ship seem less dreary. A bit of paint on the walls would have done more, especially since a plant won't survive long without daylight. There are little stones in the flower pot. Not only does the poor plant have to do without sunlight, it doesn't have any soil either. I guess I'll stow whatever his... Really? What am I supposed to do with stars? Although, sooner or later. An alarm like this one was set off yesterday. This one hasn't been set off. The security seal is intact.
Come in.
Dr. Gebhardt.
And what's the next one?
Excuse me?
You want something else, don't you?
I'm
Afraid I do.
What a first day at work. Well,
Have you can't get all the words out. Analyze the body.
What's the result of your examination of the victim?
she's dead.
I didn't make you work all night long, Dr. Gebhardt.
She was shot. Point blank shot. Probably with a pistol. It seems like she was lying in bed. Shot struck her heart. She died immediately.
One shot?
More were unnecessary. And we only heard one shot, no?
And there's just one entrance wound.
Just one.
The knockout shot.
I am told that I was drugged.
That's how it seems.
What can you tell me about?
Me? Why should that be my business?
Haven't you analyzed the glass?
No, I haven't. The inspector said he's the better chemist. I let him do it. That way I could at least concentrate on the body.
The drug.
Do you think the Baroness might have been drugged? She was very tired and unsteady on the ground when I saw her.
Yeah, I heard about that. I must have just missed her in the saloon. And without having seen her myself, it is hard to make a diagnosis.
Of course. Can you say something about her general health?
She was quite overweight, and the butler said that she suffered from diabetes. But despite that, she hadn't visited a doctor for several years.
Doesn't sound good.
Happens more frequently than you might suppose. Some people are scared of doctors and pay with an early death. It is possible that the Baroness would have lived much longer anyway.
Who's the girl that I drank from?
Do you know whose glass I drank from?
What do you mean?
The Conti handed me a glass of champagne. Where did he get it?
I don't know. Did you ask him?
I'm just asking because you were also at the saloon when the champagne was served.
Yes, but I only entered the saloon a few seconds before you did. I didn't manage to get a drink myself.
Which, in retrospect, is lucky.
Ah, you're right about that.
The bullet.
Have you already removed the bullet?
Did Legrand send you? What is that Frenchman's problem? I already told you. I will get in touch as soon as I have it. That is also what I told the constable. It's sitting all night long. Once I find rid of Legrand himself.
Did he look over your shoulder?
He probably wanted to take the scalpel from my hand and back away himself. This is my surgery, and I will not let amateurs interfere with the work.
That's understandable. How much longer will it take?
Oh, I have just finished. Send my regards to His Majesty.
Thanks. I think that's it for now.
No. That's it for now, then, and later. and won't lie down for a few hours. Can you tell that to your boss?
But would I at least have the key?
Absolutely not.
But if we have to examine the victim again,
The esteemed inspector knows where to find me. In my cabin. In bed. Night, Constable Zell.
I'm not paying for this trip, and that's a fair price for my cabin. It's rather plain, shall we say. That is Legrand's cabin.
Come in. Are you ready?
Good morning, Inspector Legrand. My head is pounding, but I think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate.
Hmm?
That's why you have a headache. I found pieces of it in your champagne glass.
Alright. Anyway guys, if you guys had enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.